Yo, yo. What's going on to the people? Welcome into the NBA ChrisBeCappinn show. ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. We got a 5 game slate today. I think it's five. One, two, three, four. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 game slate today. I thought it was five. Just want to make sure. 5 game slate today. Let's get into it, man. Quick show today. I got a lot of stuff going on throughout the whole day. Really didn't get a chance, if I'm being totally transparent, to jump into these games as deep as I would have liked to. But doing a show kind of helps me stay the course. So we still gonna get to it and see what we can find for sure. So first game up. Well, first of all, I always talk about the recap. Quick recap. I had 5 official plays yesterday. Tyrese Halliburton ended up getting hurt, so that hurt yesterday. That didn't cash. Tatum points wasn't needed to go over 28 and a half. The whole team stepped up yesterday. They played well, as I anticipated, in New Orleans yesterday. Shout out to the Boston Celtics continuing their win streak. And those were the 2 losses. We hit on the Mavs first half -5.5. That was the Bet US video that I gave out yesterday. Wendell Carter Jr. easily went over his point prop of 16 and a half against his former team. That's something that I am interested in taking every single game, especially when he's playing in Chicago. And then Memphis team total first quarter over 30 and a half hit as well. So 3-2 day should have been a lot better. I also talked, a lot about taking the Cavs first half, minus the 4.5 there. That hit with relative ease as well. And I talked about the Bucks. Talked about them early. They typically dominate first halves, and they did. Won the first quarter and the first half in that game, but I didn't play either one of those. I saw some people send me some screenshots of plays that they did tail those plays. So congratulations to you guys. I actually didn't play those at all. But we saw a lot around the association yesterday, man. And I'm excited to talk about the 5 games today. Appreciate you guys for being here in the YouTube comment section as well. As always, my guys in the building, I see y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me over there. Retweet the show if you guys can. And let's see if we can get to some cash, man. What up, Fremons, Markel, Sid, Akbar? Appreciate you guys for sure. KC. Says Celtics are a machine, right? Yeah, the Celtics, bro. They something different right now. Like I said, I jumped in front of them against Atlanta. Not doing that anymore anytime soon, man. Not looking to do that anytime soon. So let's talk about today, man. We still got a lot of craziness going on. It's about 30 minutes before game time, 40 minutes before game time, before a couple of these games start. Which definitely, we always talk about, makes these games extremely difficult to cap. Toronto and Atlanta. Let's go there first. That game's actually starts in about 30 minutes. So we'll start there. Let's go there. So spreading this one. Oh, and we getting breaking news as right now. Like Devin Vassell, if you guys got underdog alerts on, Devin Vassell is listed as out. He's not gonna play. Uh, Jamal Murray and Jokic just got listed out for tomorrow. Doug McDermott is available to play. Keldon Johnson is going to play today. Man, it's going to be crazy to see where that offense comes from. Keldon Johnson is amazing, but it's going to be crazy to see if they can score without Devin Vassell as well. He's giving them about 20 points a game this year, but it's really hard to trust the San Antonio to trust the Clippers to do anything, right? So maybe we look towards an under in that game. Interested to talk that one out with you guys if anybody got opinions on that one. Let's see where we are now. All right, so let's go to, like I said, first game up. Let's get into this so the Raptors will be starting Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes. Herman Gomez is actually going to start, and Thaddeus Young. Did I see that right? I think I saw Thaddeus Young is going to be starting. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, and Thaddeus Young, which I thought I saw Thaddeus Young not even listed in the game. So, oh man, it's gonna be interesting. Gary Trent Jr., Gary Harris for Orlando just got ruled out on the second night of their back to back. Wendell Carter Jr. is gonna be a true game time decision. So a lot of these games, man, it's really hard to find the side because maybe stick to the player props in these ones because that injury news is man, it's hard. It's hard when you try and cap these games, but. Let's talk about this Atlanta game and Toronto game. So Toronto is coming in off the win against the shorthanded Miami Heat the other day. Both of these teams are rested. Atlanta is coming in off the loss in the game that I took them in against the Boston Celtics the other day. That was early in the week as well. So they've been at the crib. They've been rested. This is the second game of a 2-game homestand for them. Spreading this one opened at 5. It's up to 5.5. So money's come in on Atlanta to win and cover this game. I see it all the way up to 6 at Caesars as well. And we got, oh, never mind. That ain't important. So total in this one opened at 225. It's gone up to 226. I don't think I necessarily agree with that. You get two really good, solid defensive teams. And I'll go over the injury report real quick. So Chris Boucher is still out. Otto Porter Jr. is still out. Of course, Pascal Siakam still out. And Gary Trent Jr. is still out. So a lot of that offense for Toronto will be ran by Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, in this one today. Herman Gomez being added to the starting lineup does make this game a tad bit interesting. And then like I just said, Banton he was out. Now it looks like he's been upgraded to questionable in this one. So, like I said, a lot of moving parts for sure. Let's see. Make sure I got everything right. Yeah, I think that's everything. So looking at this game, it's a revenge game, a big revenge game for Atlanta. I don't know if you guys remember, but they got smacked up when they went to Toronto earlier this season. Actually, the game was on Halloween. They lost that game 139-109. It was after that game that Atlanta actually called the team meeting before the Monday game when they went to New York and smacked the Knicks up in the second half after going down in that game. Right. So now you get a big revenge game for Atlanta at the crib where they typically play well. 5.5 is a lot of points, though. You're asking this team to win by 2 possessions. We know Toronto is a really, gritty team, especially on defense. They're not going to give you anything easy. The way I was looking at this game, I know people don't, necessarily like taking unders. I was actually looking at the under in this game, specifically in the first quarter and first half. I know we cashed yesterday on the over on the 30.5 for Memphis Grizzlies team total. I don't know exactly which pace this game is going to be played at, but Atlanta, if you look at the numbers, they start real slow, even at home. And we know if Toronto is going to be in this game, it's going to be because they're going to hang their hats on the defensive end. So 58 points, right? 57.5 is what I saw that earlier. It was plus 100, I think. The under was 50. It's 58 points. If you go look at, and I don't have all the numbers right in front of me right now, but Atlanta's they're starting the game off really, really slow. Even after a win, even when they're at home, they're not looking good. Trae Young's shooting, a lot worse at the crib than he is on the road. I think something like 27% from 3. Same thing with guys like DeAndre Hunter. We saw John Collins' name pop up on the, the rumor trade list yesterday. So they, might be shipping him. I don't know what kind of energy they have in Atlanta right now. So I'm not, like in a hurry to back them minus the 5. Toronto is, rested, but also Toronto is, shorthanded. So I think that's why the spread in this one has kind of crept up to 5.5 and some 6s. I do expect Toronto to still play defense in Atlanta. Both of these teams rank really, really good defensively, especially when they have all their guys there. Now, of course, Siakam's not going to be there. Koloko's going to come in and play big minutes for Toronto. Willie Herman Gomez is too. Obviously, I didn't know that was going to happen. But first quarter, first half are 2 things that I have written down on my short list. I haven't put this in yet because we know how much Nick Nurse can manipulate the injury report. Man, it's really difficult to to cap a game when there are guys on the injury report, as we can see. With a Nick Nurse led group. So nothing official for me in this one, but what I was looking at is the first quarter under 57.5, the first half under 116.5. And if you ask me which one is my favorite, I probably would tell you the first half. I think first halves are a lot safer than first quarters. First quarters can be valuable, but they're typically, it's going to be really, really tight. It's going to be really, really close. Looking at these two teams, though, over the last 5 games, they're averaging about 52 points in the first quarter. Like I said, Atlanta's coming out. They're coming out slow, averaging about 52, 53 points in the first quarter. And Toronto, not having their whole unit together, same way. They're struggling offensively out the gate as well. I also look at it from a defensive perspective because both of these teams, are rested. And typically, the more rest you get, the more legs you have. The more legs you have, the better defense you play. So I like that from that perspective as well. Like I said, I'm just sharing information with you guys. I haven't placed these yet. My top looks in this game would be first quarter, first half under. First quarter under 57.5. First half under 116.5. I don't think that the score is 58-58 or close to that. I think it's a low scoring game. Both of these teams play extremely slow pace. Both of these teams have been struggling to score offensively, and I think the only way the Raptors stay in this game is if they rely on that defense. So that's what I got for you guys there. Also, we just got starting lineups for Atlanta. It looked like they're gonna be starting everybody that we think: Trey Young, Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and DeJounte Murray. There, all of the player props seem to be like right on to me, and I could be wrong about a few, but everything seems to be pretty solid. One thing I did look at player prop wise, OG Anunoby. His rebounds plus assists is sitting at 8.5. And I think he could get about 10. I honestly think he could get about 10 tonight, 10, 11, maybe even 12. They're going to need his contributions. He's been playing big minutes without Siakam being in the game as well. He's gone over this number, I think, 3 of his last 5 games, getting a few assists, but more so, getting the rebounds. So I like he had 10 rebounds alone in his last game. Atlanta is a good rebounding team, but I think Toronto will rely on him to get rebounds in a game like this as well. Like I said, when it's a game that I think a lot of defense is going to be played, I'm typically looking at rebounds. You think about the Lakers playing, pretty good defense. Detroit missing a bunch of shots. AD rebounds cashed easily yesterday. You think about, the game the night before, the Clippers played against the Detroit Pistons, and a guy like Zubac had 16 rebounds. So I think OG Anunoby over 8.5 rebounds plus assists is one of my, probably my favorite look here. Moving along, let me see what you guys are on in the comment section real quick before I move on. Let's see. What y'all on? Minnesota, Portland looking good. Both teams rested and full strength facing opponents that played yesterday. Yeah, I think so too, Daniel. I was like, we about to talk about those games for sure. Fremont said, I hope the Hawks ain't just cruising today. Yeah, it's hard to cap these games before they start, man. I tell you guys that. Snag said that Bucks game that Bucks game made me drink. This slate sucks. Just here to support. Appreciate that, Snag. It's 6 now. Yes, it is up to 6. I saw that 5.5. You still can get a 5.5 out there too, Fremonds, depending on where you're shopping. Markel said, Fremonds, I think the Hawks game gonna come to smash. I thought they was gonna do that to Boston the other day, and they didn't. Snag said, I like OG still props. Wish I was betting today. Maybe Hawks first quarter, first half. I looked at that too, Fremonds. The Hawks first half. First quarter is -1.5. The problem is they've been coming out extremely slow out the gate. It should be a spot where, bounce back spot after, failing to do anything against Boston the other day, but I'm not willing to play it. That was one of my first leans I like was Atlanta first quarter, first half, especially on a Saturday in Atlanta. They typically turn. KC says sprinkled on the money line parlay of the Hawks, Timberwolves, and Blazers. Okay. And then Sid said OG Anunoby is a dope name. All right, so let's move on, man. Let's keep pushing. Magic versus Pacers, right? So this one actually opened at 6.5, and it's kind of stayed there all day. All day we've kind of seen this, this line kind of stay there. It's sitting there because we got so much injury news. So both of these teams come in on the second night of a back-to-back. Orlando has beat Chicago. Orlando beat Chicago last night as a 9-point dog, and I talked about not laying 9 points with Chicago yesterday. After they hadn't even won a game in their previous 3 games. No way you could lay 9 points with them yesterday. But it was Orlando's first road game in over 2 weeks, right? So they had been at the crib, but they looked good. They fought hard last night. One possession game, and they was able to come away with the win. Indiana took care of Houston last night after falling behind, I think 25-10 at the end of the first quarter. And they're actually 8-6 now. This Indiana team has actually been playing really good ball. And defensively, they're like top 6, top 7 defensively. So a lot of those games that started to go over in the beginning without Miles Turner have actually gone under because of his defensive impact on that side of the floor, right? So 8-6, like I said, this Indiana team, they're 7-3 straight up, 9-1 against the spread. Their last 10 with 9 straight covers. But it is a bad travel spot from Indiana, from Houston last night. 1 day, no days of rest, back at the crib, having to fly back in, especially when you think about Tyrese Halliburton, who's listed as a true game time decision that makes this game extremely difficult to cap because of his offensive firepower and his high usage rate on the specifically on the offensive side. Orlando, second game of a back-to-back, but they're extremely young, man. We do have to wonder about Gary Harris, who's listed as questionable. We know that they have struggled because of their lack of guard play. But Jalen Suggs is still there. They hit the game winner last night, step back 3-pointer, splash. But Wendell Carter Jr. is also listed as questionable. I went, and of course, I'm trying to figure out if I want to take bowl props. They got him listed at 15.5 points. I think that's spot on. They got him listed at 10.5 rebounds. I think that's spot on. What I'm looking at in this one, I think the Magic keep this game close. Indiana has struggled, and of course, I haven't played this yet because I want to see if Halliburton gets ruled in or not. But Indiana has struggled early in games, and I didn't write all of this down, but they have struggled to cover spreads specifically at home and specifically early, right? They've been playing a lot better basketball in the second half of games than the first half of games. I think the Magic catching 3.5 in the first half is a tad bit too many points. I think that the Magic could be outright dogs in this one. Like could they win as straight up dogs? Potentially, right? This team is playing really inspired, really resilient basketball right now. A bunch of young guys who kind of putting it together. Like I said, I think right now, in current form, this Pacers team, crazy to say, is better than the Chicago Bulls team that the Orlando Magic played against last night. But I do think Magic first half plus the 3.5 is probably the strongest look that I've seen in this game. Based on what I'm looking at. I couldn't even talk anybody off the first quarter either. Like I said, first quarters are a little more difficult because it could be just a bounce here or a bounce there, and you don't end up getting the cover. But I do like the Magic first half in this spot. If you watch the Magic play, you know that they typically fade away at the end of games, which is what made yesterday's game so impressive, because the Magic actually played hard throughout that full game yesterday, and they didn't fade in the second half. They were able to win a game, and that's something that you typically don't see, especially with them being on the road. I gave you guys the number yesterday. I think it was something like 2-11 ATS in their last 11 road games or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but the Magic, I think, first half could potentially be winning this game. So I like the 3.5 here. Extremely hot Indiana team. Maybe you guys don't want to, you don't want to lay that. And I think I like it even more if Halliburton, decides to play. We saw him roll his ankle last night. Probably not going to be, in the greatest form today. The total in this one has come down from 230.5 all the way to 224.5. And I think a large part of that is due to Tyrese Halliburton. Probably not. Even if he plays, he's not going to be, at full strength. I don't think anyway. I'm pretty sure they're doing everything they possibly can to get him ready. But I like the Magic first half. If Halliburton is ruled out, I would definitely be looking at TJ McConnell assists. He'll be the primary ball handler. Of course, they don't have lines listed, but I love Tyrese Halliburton in this spot. I mean, I'm sorry, I love TJ McConnell in this spot if Halliburton does sit. Also, probably my favorite prop of the day would be Buddy Hield 3-pointers made. We don't have lines for it yet, but I've given you guys the analysis on just this Orlando Magic team not being able to slow down guards. I absolutely love Buddy Hield today in this spot. He shot the ball terrible last night in Houston. I think he comes back home today and gets right. Couldn't talk anybody off Ben Mathurin props either, but I think Buddy Hield get the volume. Orlando struggles against the shooting guard position. They struggle to guards in general, whether it's giving up points or threes. So I couldn't talk anybody off his points or his threes today. Whichever has the most value will probably be what I'm looking to play. Let's see which I got in the chat before I move on to the next game. Let's see. Milton overs with Maxey out. That's gonna be interesting, Scotty. I think so. What we've seen so far, and I'm glad you asked that, Scotty. What we've seen so far is these teams that go, that have this significant player out, right? Like a Tyrese Maxey today, the player that you think is going to step up, numbers are inflated and they typically don't get there, right? I've seen it a couple different times happen already because you see a team effort rather than one person actually stepping up. So I'm not going to talk you off of D'Anthony Melton props, but I will say and somebody got to step up. It should be Melton in this spot. But if it's a team effort, it might be split between him and somebody like Daniel House Jr., right? We've seen this, multiple times. I can't think of one time I can really think of it is last week we saw the Memphis Grizzlies go to the Washington Wizards in a game where they were without Desmond Bane, they were without Ja Morant, and so you immediately pivot to a guy like Tyus Jones, right? Because we've seen what he's did last year. He has a track history of being able to step up when Ja Morant isn't in. And he absolutely wets the bed, right? So they inflate his props, his points, his assists, and he doesn't cash any of it. So, take with that information and do what you want. Tanner said, my boy is on Atlanta, Toronto, over 226 for a lot. You fading that with those unders? I'm not necessarily, like I said, Tanner, I didn't play it yet, but I would look towards the under in that game, man. I think Toronto has a difficult. Atlanta's been winning with their defense, and we saw them lose the game the other day because they didn't play a lot of defense. And Toronto being rested, I think that the only way they stay in this game is because of their defense as well. I could be wrong. I didn't run a lot of quiz or a lot of trends on that one. I don't feel strong on the over for the full game because I've seen what Atlanta can do in the second half, even when they start slow. And this could be a potential game where the total goes over and goes under in the first half, but the full game total still goes over, if that makes sense. I just like the under first quarter, first half, under 57.5, under 116.5. Nothing that I've played yet, if I'm being fully honest with you guys. Myron said people made a big deal. Giannis pushing the ladder after the Sixers game. Yeah, they did. Only play so far today is Orlando first half plus 3.5. Okay, JT. JT said he riding with me. He cashed on Orlando last night first half. I like that play. Yeah. I don't think Halliburton plays either, Sid. I think he's gonna go through shoot around. At this point, clearly he's going through shoot around to see if how that ankle feels. Let's see. What else y'all on? Fremont says Sixers game is a trap. I think the Sixers plus the points. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I liked the line last night, Fremont. I didn't cap the game, so I didn't play it. That game, actually, let's go to that game, matter of fact. Minnesota and Philly. Last night, I saw the spread at Philly. Philly was laying 4 points last night when Maxey rolled his ankle. And I didn't even take it then. And of course, I should have known because you see a total flip. This line has moved all the way to 4 at some books, and I see 3.5 at other books. Total has gone from 217 up a tad bit to 218. We know that, the 76ers are going to be extremely shorthanded tonight without Maxey. I think Kirk Moss is also listed as out in this one. Tobias is unlikely to play. D'Anthony Melton is going to play. But, you literally have Embiid and PJ Tucker, and D'Anthony Melton, of course. This Timberwolves team, they're still struggling to a certain extent, but they've looked better recently. If you wanted to play the Timberwolves, you should definitely play them last night plus the 4. Even when you woke up this morning, you probably could have got a -2, or a -1. You don't want to be laying 4 points. They are in a really good spot today, though. I will say that 76ers played a lot of minutes yesterday. They played a game yesterday. So, this Timberwolves team, they're on a road trip right now. They're coming off the win against Cleveland on Sunday. But then throughout this whole week, they had a really nice road trip. And it's crazy to think because we saw the Pelicans play like 6 games in like 8 days all on the road, or most of the games on the road. But the Timberwolves get a really sweet road gig, right? They played on Sunday, no more games until like Wednesday, right? And then they beat the Cavs, and then they turn around, they beat Orlando, smack Orlando up. And then they get like 3 more days off, and now they're playing against the Philadelphia 76ers team, catching them on the second game of back-to-back. You do want to look at the team that's more rested in a spot like this. But like I said, the numbers kind of got in the way. So if you want to play a total play a side in this one, it's going to be difficult, man. I think Embiid has his hands full tonight with Rudy Gobert, one of the better perimeter defenders in the league. But what we know about Embiid is he thrives for moments like this. He lives for moments like this. He was in a back-to-back last week, right? Of course, it's a tad bit different because playing against Utah Jazz, they don't have the length and athleticism at the front court position. But second night of a back-to-back last time we see Embiid on a back-to-back, he went for 59 points. He's gonna need probably something like that again tonight. And it's a lot of value. I haven't been able to find it so far, but there's a lot of value in this game, man. One thing I'm looking at in this game, one thing I actually got written down on my short list is actually don't got it written down, but I did the research on it. I'm looking at Rudy Gobert rebounds. Rudy Gobert rebounds are sitting at it's 11 and a half right now. And I think he's going to be out there because, of course, they're going to need him to guard and be. Hopefully, he can stay out of foul trouble, which is something that he typically does well. He hasn't really hit this number too many times recently. I think he has hit it a few games, but he's missed it, of course, as well. But if you look at the 76ers, they're giving up, I think, the first or second most rebounds to centers over the course of the last 7 games. And if you go back and just look at Rudy Gobert rebounds against the Philadelphia 76ers when he was on the Utah Jazz last year, I think it's something like 17, 19, 21, something like that. So I like Rudy Gobert. I think that we see a total that's also at 217, indicative of a game that's going to have a lot of misses. The books aren't expecting a lot of points in this game, right? We know that the 76ers typically lock up at, they do a really good job of defending guards, right? Point guards, shooting guards. I don't think D'Angelo Russell goes off in this game. I think that, they'll probably have Matisse Thybulle out there chasing, Anthony Edwards around. So I'm looking at, guys like Karl Anthony Towns. He's going to have to play well, especially, if without PJ Tucker. Without, what's the boy name? Man, I'm having brain fart. Tobias Harris. That's who I'm thinking. I'm thinking Tobias probably would have, got matched up. PJ Tucker is too small to put him on Cat. You probably have Joel Embiid roaming around, playing off of Rudy Gobert in this one. So I like, probably looking at Cat points. I think, like I said, they make it difficult on Ant tonight. And I like I like Rudy Gobert rebounds over 11 and a half. Defensive game is what I'm looking at. Y'all got it in the chat for me, man. I appreciate that. Tobias Harris. Yeah. That's right, Jamrock. JP said I like Embiid boards. I think he was at 10 and a half and it was juiced to the over, like minus 135 or something like that is what I was looking at earlier. Maxey gonna be out for a minute, man. Prayers up to Maxey. He did not look good. He gonna be out. I think I saw 3 to 4 weeks at the minimum. Let me see what else y'all on before we move to the next game. Sean said, "What's good, Chris? Who's guarding Dame tonight?" Brunson gave the Blazers 25. Gave the Jazz 25. Booker gave him 49. Ooh, you right. You right. Look, gotta be looking at Dame props tonight. Dame, it's gonna be a game for Dame. Or it could be a game for Anthony Simons, because if you can't guard one guard position, typically you can't guard the other one either. So it could be a Simons game tonight for sure too. But I like that. I haven't even gotten, and I told you guys earlier, like depending on when you join the show, you probably heard me say it. I hadn't got a chance to cap all these games. It's been a crazy day, but like I said, doing this show makes me accountable. So I'm gonna always, do what I can, even if I don't have all the games fully capped to come on here. So those are actually, a couple games that I looked at. Dame double. John said he on that. Took him at 11 at 105. You probably talking about Embiid rebounds. D said he took Cat over 12 and a half rebounds plus assists. I like that look. I like Cat rebounds and assists at 12 and a half. He should be able to get close to 10 rebounds as well. When these totals are less than 220, typically you can guarantee there's going to be a lot of rebound opportunities. So, like I said, that's why I like Rudy Gobert rebounds over 11 and a half tonight. And I couldn't talk anybody off of Embiid rebounds as well. I couldn't talk anybody off of that. So Jazz and the Blazers, and then I'll get through this game. I'll hurry up and get through these last 2 games. I don't really got nothing on the Spurs and the Clippers game anyway. Spurs are a weird team. The Clippers are weird. They don't know if they want to be good or bad. They can't cover spreads. Like it's difficult. So let's go to this Jazz and Blazers game. So Jazz had a really, really hard fought win last night. They did end up, getting the Phoenix Suns out of there. Had a strong lean to the Jazz. I didn't play the game. Emotional game for the Phoenix Suns coming off an emotional game for the Phoenix Suns after beating the Golden State Warriors. You typically leave a lot out there when you're when you get up for a game, it's hard to sometimes you can overlook the game before, and typically you don't have enough to finish, the following game. So it didn't surprise me yesterday that the Jazz beat the Phoenix Suns. Now you get the Jazz actually traveling not too far from Utah to Portland and the Blazers are laying 4 in this one. Total is at 228 in this one, and I want to say that it really hasn't moved too much. Let me just check and make sure. So opened at 223. I'm sorry, it actually shot up to 228, right? So a lot of money coming in on the over. And I see a lot of the tickets are on, Portland in this one. I like Portland in this one too, man. I think it's a bounce back spot for them. They're the more rested team. I think 2 days of rest after the loss against the Brooklyn Nets the other day, and now you get maybe a fed and happy Jazz team coming in here after a big win yesterday. I think emotionally that could be a game that they really wanted yesterday. We have seen this Jazz team function well on back-to-backs, though. They didn't do as well last week when they played against who was it? The Washington Wizards. They lost that game. Second night of the back-to-back, they had to go to Philly, and they lost that game as well. I think it's a really interesting game. And I actually like the total going up. I think it's a lot of points scored in this game. But I don't really have anything official in this one. I like the Blazers. I think, more rested team at home off a loss is always going to be a way I look. But you're needing them to win, by 2 possessions when you need it not to be a 1-possession game. So I will say this. I'll say if the Jazz might come out with something early, they've been one of the more profitable teams in the first quarter, first half. I was looking at the numbers earlier, and y'all got to forgive me for not having them up. But the Jazz first quarter, and it might be first half, they've actually let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Let's see, first NBA 2023 first half spread margin. Let's see if I can find it real quick for you guys. I was looking at this earlier. The Jazz have been one of the more profitable teams in the first quarter, in the first half. I think more so in the first half. First half spread NBA. I can't find it. Okay, hold on. I think I found it. So looking at the Jazz, they typically let's see. First half spread. Yeah, the Jazz have been the most profitable team in the first half. I'm gonna share my screen if you guys are watching on YouTube. So look at this real quick. And it's not to say that it's gonna happen tonight, but it could. If you look at this screen right here, and let's see if I can. You guys can see that. Let me zoom in just a tad bit. Hold on. Yeah, you guys should be able to see that. So this is the first half spread so far this season. You guys can see that the Utah Jazz are actually the most profitable team in the first half, both home and away, right? So they're 12-5 in the first half. And it makes sense, right? It makes sense in the standpoint of the team that just played last night typically gives you everything that they have in the first half and they start to fade, right? So Jazz have been coming back down to earth last night. In the recent games before getting the win last night, I can see them covering the first half. There's nothing that I played so far, but then also if you look at Portland, they're only 7-7, 7-1 in the first half, and then of course you can check these. I always like to check these things. Away versus home. You see Utah; they've been the most profitable team in the away spot so far this season in the first half. ATS, they're 6-4. Boston second, they're 5-4. And then you can look at home for Portland as well. Portland they've been struggling. As good as their record are, they haven't been playing well in the first half. We actually saw it in the game the other day against Brooklyn, and we saw it in the game versus San Antonio as well when they were coming back home off that East Coast road trip. They actually were down in the first quarter, first half. So this Portland team is only 3-4. I'm not telling you guys to play it. I'm just telling you guys that Utah typically comes out with something, and I wanted to kind of share that with you guys. So no real look for me at all. But I do like what you guys are talking about in the chat as far as Dame. Whenever you see, a team at the crib, close spread, you typically want to look towards their leaders in that one. Could be a bounce back game for Jeremy Grant as well. He probably will have what's the guy's name? Why can't I think of his name? The really good defender, Jared Vanderbilt. He'll probably have Vanderbilt, on him tonight, which will probably make it difficult for him. So might be a pivot off of Jeremy Grant, and you go back to Dame and Anthony Simons. Daniel, that was analytics. What website was that? Let me see. I got you. Hold on. That was because I didn't close it already. No, I didn't. It's evanalytics.com. And then you can look at the first quarter, first half spreads, the total, all of that. I'm always typically looking at those things. EV Analytics, Daniel, is that website. Free website as well. You can create a username and a password if you want. Let's get on to this last game before I get to you guys and see what you guys are on today. And like I said, I don't got a lot in this game, man. The Spurs team's coming off yet another big loss. I did see an interesting query earlier that said that when the Spurs lose a game between the average of 16 and 42 points, they are 14-0 against the spread in the next game. I think dating back, like, don't quote me on this, 4 or 5 years. So the Spurs, they play hard. The game's close. Then they get smacked in the next game. Then they come back with something. It seems like that's the trend. They lose by 5, then they lose by 20. They lose by 7, then they lose by 30. They lose by 3, then they lose by 35, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if they came back with something in this game. Doug McDermott is listed as probable in this game. Devin Vassell's listed as questionable. Jakob Poeltl's listed as questionable. And like I said, Keldon Johnson, I think, is going to play in this one, probably pray too. But Devin Vassell, I say he's listed as questionable. I had that in my notes earlier. We do know that he's already listed as out in this one. So it's going to be difficult to see where the points come from. The Clippers have been hanging their hats on the defensive end. I don't know the status of Kawhi. But I will tell you guys, when Kawhi and Paul George play, you can always look towards the under. Their team is really, really good defensively. We saw it early in the season before Kawhi was starting to sit out. So I'd definitely be looking at an under spot. And you see the total start to go down, right? 224.5 down to 221.5 as well. Then, of course, the question marks, Jakob Poeltl. Even if the Clippers can't score, because, we saw them not be able to score in their last game, that total went extremely low. It was extremely under. I think they won that game 2 days ago against what was that, Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night they won that game against the Detroit Pistons 99 to 94. So, even if they are not going to play well offensively, and we know how bad this Spurs offense can be, the Spurs defense can be, you still can kind of, lay your hat on the Clippers maybe not being able to score, even if it's a team they should be able to score against. I could see the Clippers kind of speeding them up just a tad bit, but all this is indicative of, what the injury report says. Do we get Jakob Poeltl in, because he's a significant part of that offense? So I don't got to play for you guys on that game. I'll tell you guys again before I bring everybody up that has a play that they want to share. I am going to be looking at the Raptors and the Hawks first quarter under 57.5. And hold on, that game's about to start. I'm tripping. I ain't even put the bet in yet. Hold on, I got it. Let me hurry up and tell you guys what I'm looking at so I can hurry up and lock these bets in and get a mic to somebody else. So Atlanta, Toronto, first half, I think is probably my favorite play, under 116. First quarter under 57.5, I like as well. I think it's a sneaky spot for sure. OG Anunoby, his rebounds plus assists at 8.5. I like that play as well. Didn't play it. Then the Magic first half plus 3.5 is something that I'm looking at. TJ McConnell, if Halliburton sits, I like his assist to go over. I like Buddy Hield. 3-pointers a lot tonight. Couldn't talk anybody off his points. Rudy Gobert over 11.5 rebounds is something that I'm looking at as well. And then I do think, like you guys said, we got to look at the Dame props. I think Anthony Simons, got to figure out which one of those guys you want to play. But they should be in a motivated spot coming off, at the crib, rested, coming off the loss against Brooklyn the other day. So that's what I got for you guys. Anybody got plays that they're looking at that they want to share? If so, send me a request on Twitter. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like I always say, hit the like button, share, with one of your coworkers, your boyfriend's, best friend that, want to sports gamble like the NBA, but, don't got time to find the information. Send me your request, man. Let me see what you guys are on today. Anybody liking anything? HB, I'm coming to you, bro. If I can get you connected.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, you good. What's going on with you, bro? How you doing?
All is well, man. Just want to say what up. I was just listening to the vibes. I do have one. Actually, I know you. Wait, hold on. Get my computer on. Simmons. So, and you just said it too. It's like I feel like it's like either or. Either Damian Lillard's gonna go off or Simmons. So I did 5 threes in the win, which is plus 370 on FanDuel.
Ooh, for which one? For which one? For both of them or for one of them?
Yeah. The how you call it? The player performance.
The player performance double with Dame or with Anthony Simons? Which one?
Wait, hold on. Yes. Oh wow, I said my password out loud. So that's Simmons, Anthony Simmons, Portland Blazers. So 5 threes and the win is plus 370 on FanDuel.
5 threes and a win. Okay, I like that. That's a nice little PPD. He should be able to get there. And the Utah Jazz are. I think that they're doing a good job though. HB of I can't like pull a stat on top of my head, but I feel like they're getting teams off the 3-point line and they're actually getting dominated in the paint. I remember them playing against the Clippers. And Paul George was able to have his way, but they do typically run you off the 3-point line. So that's my only caution in that one. But bro, I hope if you plan it, I hope you cash it, my brother.
Yeah, I know. I was a little iffy, but I was like, you know what? I'm only gonna make one play today, and I feel like he's been so high, he's gonna find a way. I'm like, yo, let me just play safe. I ain't go crazy, just a little sprinkle. If it hit, oh well. If it don't, good. And the Suns got me so heated yesterday. I couldn't believe it. Because of the Sun and the Milwaukee Bucks, I was not gonna do anything today. But once I saw your post, I was like, you know what? Let me just sprinkle on this, and I'll just leave it as be.
Yeah, hey, bro. I hope you cash it, man. Best of luck to you, HB.
Yeah, you too.
Absolutely, bro. Finesse, my guy. What's going on, bro? Then CEO, I'm gonna come to you next. What up, Finesse? What you on today, Brody?
What's good, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's up with you?
Chilling, bro. Same old shit. My bad. I'm driving, so I don't know if there's feedback, but
No. You good? You good?
It's actually my off day today, but I do have a couple of leans that I'll share with you guys. I like Fred VanVleet tonight. He's averaging close to 26 without Siakam. He's gonna take a shit ton of attempts. We know that. I think he's averaging close to 20 field goal attempts without Siakam as well. So he's gonna take a bunch of them. Hasn't been red hot. Obviously, he's had his struggles this season, but I think he'll get to the foul line a couple times and make clearing that 22-point line pretty easily. Don't know what the line is at now. I believe it was 22 and a half. Not that juiced earlier in the day. So I do have a lean towards him. I cashed on Mike Conley last night. I do like him again. Don't know what his exact lines are. I've cashed with him a bunch over 1.5 threes throughout this year. So if that's playable, I suggest that. I don't know if they would even still drop it playable, but I like that. Not mad at his points too if it's around that 11.5, 12.5 mark.
Real quick on that one, Finesse. Markel said, but Murray isn't guarding VanVleet. So I think Markel's saying that. Do you still like him even with DeJounte Murray probably being out there to guard him?
Absolutely.
Just based off volume, right?
What's up?
Just based off volume, right? Like he's gonna be the guy without Siakam, right?
Yeah, it's a volume thing, and they're gonna get him looks.
Right. So, screens, double screens.
Not an ideal matchup in terms of defense. Murray is not a good defender. He's a great defender. So
that's a fact.
Obviously, has to be taken into account. But I think it's pure value. If he puts up 20 shots, gets to the free throw line a couple times, I'll take 22 and a half every single time, no matter who's across from him. So, just a value and a volume play.
Right.
But yeah, that's really it. I think those two things. Was looking at Conley. Already placed Fred. Personally, myself. But yeah, that's it for me. Just want to come through, show some love, bro.
Absolutely appreciate you, Finesse. Hey, bro, if y'all ain't been telling Finesse, the dude got a Discord and he come in here giving out plays every single day. And I think he was like 6-1 yesterday, 5-1 the day before. So absolutely on a heater. Somebody that's seen the board, extremely clear right now, man. Shout out to Finesse, bro. Appreciate you as always, Finesse. And somebody I'm rocking with heavy for sure. Best of luck to you as well, my brother. CEO, I want to kick it to you, and then I'm gonna get to Ben, and then Hustle, and then we're gonna get up out of here, man. It's gonna be a short show today. What's up, CEO? How you doing, my brother?
you doing?
I'm good, bro. Long time no talk to, man. Hope everything been good with you.
Yeah, yesterday I went crazy, bro. I sent you a DM of that parlay I hit yesterday. Went crazy ass parlay.
I ain't even see it, bro. I ain't even check my DMs. Okay, I'll check. I'll peep it.
Yeah, it was like plus. I think it was like seven. Hold on, let me go to it. Plus 7,943.
Oh wow, okay.
And it was a free bet too. That's crazy.
Them the best ones to hit, bro. Like they always say, free food tastes the best. Free bets hit the best. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, but also I just want to say shout out to Finesse and Vaughn and them. I'm in that Discord that Finesse got, and then I'm in that Discord that Vaughn got. So they definitely need to get in them because them boys hit. They ain't playing around.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I'm gonna probably go a little light today. It's a big win, but I got a little 4-pick parlay, a little plus 887.
What you got?
Just on my like, I got Anthony Simmons 20 points, Dame to score 25. I got Embiid to score 35, and Bobo 15 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say it one more time for me.
I got Anthony Simmons 20 points.
Okay.
Damian Lillard 25 points. Bobo to score 15 points, and Joel Embiid 35 points.
So Simmons 20, Bobo 15, Dame 25, and who was the last one?
Embiid to score 35.
Embiid for 35.
Maxing out, hard out. I mean, shit, you know, when it's gonna get a bucket for real.
I can see it, bro. I could definitely see it, man. I think Embiid points sitting at like 33 and a half, so you ain't asking for too much more than that anyway. So, okay, I can see it. Hey, best. And what you said the odds on that was, CEO? You said plus 8 what?
Plus 887.
Okay. Hey, bro, you know I hope you cash in, my guy. Best of luck to you.
For sure. Best of luck to y'all. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, bro. Anytime. Ben, I'm gonna come to you and then Hustle. I'm gonna finish. We're gonna finish off with you, bro. What's up, Ben? What you on today? Congratulations on your boy last night, man. You needed some overtime, but you got there. I think you probably cashed that whole ladder.
We almost got the full ladder on both the threes and the points. Obviously, we needed a Sports Center #1 to cash in regulation.
Right.
We'll take it however we can get it.
Right.
You know, there's been enough going against us this year. But no, yesterday was a pretty big day with Wendell Carter and all the other plays we all talked about yesterday. That was solid. I'm trying to go smaller after big days, you know.
As you should. Yeah, that's a smart idea.
So the one guy I'm kind of targeting today, I'm waiting to see if Wendell Carter's officially in or out. Maybe I missed it. Did they announce if he's in or out yet?
I haven't seen it yet, Ben. I just checked again, but I think he's gonna be a true game time decision from what I'm looking at.
So if he's out, I'm gonna be playing probably 2 units on Bobo, point, rebound, assist. You know, Bobo with Banchero out and Wendell Carter in is averaging 27 PRA a game. With the one game that both Banchero and Wendell Carter missed, I think he had like a 33. I think it was like 20, 21, 10, and 1. Or 21, 11, and 1 or something like that. Right there. And then, you know, I try to find some corollary players like Bobo, which is hard because he's kind of a freak, man. Like, he's one of the more low-key, like, underrated players in the league. Like,
that's a fact. That's a fact. But hey, Ben, you know when I started liking Bobo? When I heard an interview from him and he said that growing up, KD was his favorite player. And I'm like, oh, he's not a center. This dude think he a guard.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, I see him, like, bringing the ball up the court. And, like, when he was in that trade last year that the Nuggets banged because of the medical, I was like, why are all these teams trading for this guy? Like, it didn't make any sense.
Right.
And now you see him playing, and it's pretty clear. Like, the dude is probably going to be an all-star at some point in his career. He's just too athletic and too skilled.
Yeah. Especially as his body starts to, you know, like,
no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not saying he's gonna be that big because if you've been watching the NBA forever, you know his dad was like dad was like built just like him. You know what I mean? So, but I do think that he'll probably pan out and get a little bit stronger than his dad was, just based on technology and weightlifting.
Who are like kind of similar size and frame to him, and I found like PJ Washington and Brandon Ingram and Durant went crazy against Indiana.
Right. Okay.
So if we take that, right, in addition to the usage bump that he gets if Wendell Carter's out, coupled with the fact that both these teams are on a back-to-back, right, like the pace is probably going to be okay, especially early. Like the Magic actually been a really good first half team, and they kind of just melt games away at the end. he's one that's clearly like, if he gets the ball, he's not afraid to pull the trigger and do something. He's a very assertive player, especially for a young guy. So I really like his PRA today with that usage bump if Wendell Carter's out. The other play was Joel Embiid triple-double. Small bet. I built it on one of my books for plus 1750.
Okay.
I kind of see Embiid a little bit different than what the guys in here were saying before. And I might be wrong, I don't know, but he's been flirting with triple doubles the last 2 games. I think he's at 8 assists in both games. Now Embiid's career against Gobert, I know he's been on a tear lately, but his career against Gobert, he only averages about 22 or 23 points a game against Rudy. The one thing I've seen this year is when superstars, who are non-point guards, like non-traditional ball handlers, when the point guards kind of go out, they don't defer the playmaking abilities to like the backup point guard. Like I've seen it with Tatum this year, right? He had 10 assists the other day with Smart out. They want the ball in their hands when the traditional point guard is out. Like Tatum defers the playmaking to Marcus Smart. When Marcus Smart's out, he's not deferring the playmaking to Derek.
Right.
And with the defense that Gobert is going to bring, I can see, Embiid get to that 10 assist mark. I think we all know he's probably going to get the 10 boards or close to it.
Absolutely.
He's had double-digit assist opportunities the last 2 games, potential assists. And, Maxey was averaging, I believe, 8 potential assists the last 2 games. So those potential assists got to go to someone, even if they're evenly dispersed between, Shake Milton, D'Anthony Melton and Embiid. If we get 13 or 14 assist chances with Embiid, which we're almost getting already, there's a very real chance that this happens. He's had triple doubles in the past. You look at Kyle Lowry last night, same thing, right? Shorthanded team, puts the team on his back, does everything. Easy triple double for Lowry. It's just a theme I've seen in the league this year when teams are shorthanded. The superstar almost just becomes the do-it-all guy.
Right. No, you're right.
And it's at 1750 plus 1750. I only put a quarter unit on it, but I feel like it's worth the dice roll there.
Okay. Hey, I like it.
That's all I got.
I like it, Ben. I like that you're going light too, man. We don't have to force anything. We know how weird the weekends can be, bro. I like it. I like it a lot, man.
No doubt.
Best of luck to you as well, of course. Let me kick it to Hustle and then Vaughn, and we're going to get up out of here. What up, Hustle? What you on today, my brother?
Chris, what's the deal?
I can't call it, bro. What you on today, man?
Man, like I always say, man, same old soup, just reheated.
Uh-huh.
I'm on this. I'm trying not to get cocky, man, but I'm on this heater, man, and I'm really feeling like, I know that I know this game. You know what I'm saying? And I doubt, maybe people not tell it or not, but I've been giving out some bangers. I just can't believe yesterday I did not play the Luka triple-double and the Bowl double-double, and they hit. And that would have been if I would have parlayed it, would have been even crazier. But literally everything I gave out yesterday hit except for Jalen Brunson. And I kind of had a feeling that Brunson wasn't going to hit because he always hit 20, 21, 23, and the line was 18 and a half. So I kind of, I went light. I actually parlayed that with AD. AD hit with ease. I gave out 4 plays. Everything hit except for the Brunson. And I didn't give out the Ja Morant assist, but that hit too, and that was a good one because I was plus money. But today I'm gonna go a little light, 4 plays. So first I went with the Raptors and the Hawks under the first quarter at 58.5. I knew that was too high, and it's looking great right now. And both of these, I think they averaged 54 for the first quarter, so 58. I just I had to take that. And I'm also got PJ Tucker over 5.5. If Harris is not playing, if Maxey's not playing, who else than PJ Tucker? I'm surprised FanDuel is not giving us his 10 points. His 10 points should be crazy. I mean, all we need is 2 threes for him to cash this 5.5. So I definitely got to get that. It's plus 104. I'm also going back and doubling up. I'm going to Bow's double-double. It's minus 105 today. It was plus 145 today. He should hit this with ease. Both of his lines for his points and his rebounds is over 10. So they're expecting him to hit this double-double as well. Also, I'm going with Anthony Simons for 20.5 points. He's been cashing this for me. Even last game, he had 6 points at halftime, and he still cleared 21. So I'm gonna just stick with Old Faithful. You know, so I'm gonna stick to what I know, and you know, ride with Simons. I also got a lean on FanDuel, Minnesota, win margin 11 plus. It's plus 270. I'm leaning towards that. I think they got a prime opportunity here to blow them out the water. And also, if you want another play in that game, I'm leaning towards Anthony Edwards over his 20.5. I think he hits that. So that's 2 leans, 4 plays, you know.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, real quick, they just listed Wendell Carter out.
I was just about to tell you that, Ben. I was waiting for Hustle to, because I just played it as I saw the news. So I'm glad you saw it as well, Ben. I was just about to share that with you. I played Wendell Carter. I'm sorry, I played Bol points and rebounds over 25.5 just now while Hustle was talking. So I hope you guys got a chance to get that in. I don't think the line's moving right now, but I like that line a lot.
And if you're looking for, you know, a sprinkle for some plus money, Bol 20 is pretty good odds. It's like plus 2 something. So with him out, sprinkle on Bol's 20.
Yeah, absolutely. We just got the news that Wendell Carter Jr. is out. I didn't see him in the starting lineup. I saw Mo Bamba starting, so I figured he wasn't playing in this one. So I do like him a lot, man. Like I said, the Pacers defense has been playing well. We asked him Bol, who hasn't played extremely long career to play well in back-to-back games, with no rest. But I like the spot for him tonight, man. I think the opportunity presents itself as well, and hopefully we all on the right side of that one. So I am official on Bol over 25.5 points and rebounds is what I just got it at. Love the looks, Hustle. I hope you cash in, my brother. And I want to kick it to Vaughn real quick. What up, Vaughn?
Yo, I'm good, bro. You hear me good?
Yeah, you good. You good. What's going on with you, bro?
Hey, man, I'm good, bro. So last night, one of the best nights we've had in a while. I think all of our first quarter looks cashed. The Cavs. I took the spread with Golden State. I took
I know you was on the Utah. You was on Utah and Phoenix, right? Over 55.
Utah and Phoenix. I think they scored. I think they scored 75 in the first quarter.
Yeah, I meant to get there with you on that one. I forgot about that.
You talked about how you liked it. I think sometimes it's just hard to get to all of those plays.
That's a fact. I try to be a little disciplined, but yeah, that was a good one, bro, for sure.
Hey, so what I've been doing is I've been looking at the schedule for the day of and the next day as well. So yesterday I played like an extra play or two because I knew today I wouldn't have much. And tonight we are real light. So I went with Dame points and assists combo.
What you get at 33.5?
33.5.
Like
so
it.
This game could be potentially not high scoring, but I definitely see some over potential. Even though Portland has been playing really good defense. I think the way the Jazz play, it kind of how the Pacers play, it kind of just invites you to play a little bit faster than you typically do. So I like Dame points and assist combo at 33.5. I went back to Miles Turner rebounds at 8.5. Just a center playing 30, 35 minutes, man. I like his rebounds per 48, per 36, and things like that. Even though he didn't hit that line because he got 2 early fouls last game, I think he'll get the minutes. So he should be able to hit that 8.5. We don't typically parlay, but I was playing around with some numbers, and I came up with a little 3-leg parlay. It was Trae Young 8 assists, Clint Capella 8 rebounds, and DeJounte Murray 6 assists. I think all reasonable, very hittable lines for all 3 of those guys, and it's plus 100.
Okay.
So if we can get the plus odds for something that's Capella, even when he doesn't hit that 11.5, 10.5 line, we like him to get 8. Same thing with DeJounte to get 6. I didn't have I don't got my laptop with me. I'm ready to get some to eat with my girl. I don't got my laptop to tell you how often they hit these lines, but I'm pretty sure that these lines are hittable. So, and I'm with finesse on Mike Conley assists as well. I think I'm gonna play Mike Conley assists until, honestly, as long as they keep sitting at 7.5, I like it. Miles Turner rebounds 8.5. I'm just gonna take I like it. It's just some of these plays and some of these lines I just consistently like. Jared Vanderbilt, they've been set his rebound line at 9. I think he's hit that like I think at like a 78 hit rate. So just some of these lines I really, really like, but I won't have too many plays today. I think I got 3 or 4. And I think that might be it for today, bro. Honestly.
I like it. I like it a lot, Vaughn. I like it, bro. I hope you cash it too. I'm watching this. Looking at the injury report. I'm listening to you guys writing down plays. But I'm watching this Atlanta and Toronto game, and it's actually playing out the way I thought it would. A lot of missed shots early. That I don't like to talk too early, but it seems like a lot of defense, a lot of missed shots. I talked about guys having fresh legs. Typically, you play better defense. I thought Atlanta would come out with something, after the loss against Boston. And they're actually covering the first quarter spread by 0.5 point right now. But Toronto's fighting hard. Like I said, defensively, I thought they'd be there. And we're getting a bunch of missed shots for sure. So that first quarter, first half looking good. The under, I know we was on an over yesterday, but that under is looking pretty good right now. Hopefully it can cash for us if you guys played that. Love the looks that you guys gave as well. That Orlando Magic. Hopefully that line goes up. If we can get Orlando +4 in the first half, I'll really, really like that a lot. And I'll probably end up playing that. I know we talked about the 3.5. My favorite look, getting on the Magic early in that one, especially with the Pacers playing so slow out the gate. Still, of course, waiting on the Tyrese Halliburton news, so you can't, it makes the spread unplayable. And it's a good game. And then I'll probably end up tweeting some things out too. I'll probably complete a write-up and put it in the chalkboard. If you guys aren't in the chalkboard, it is free. Myself, I co-host with Finesse the Books and Ski Profit and Ronald Cobain. It's a free place to get our plays and our write-ups and kind of take a dive into our brains. And you can send us questions that we answer, and it's a bunch of community chats as well. So yeah. Akbar said Bo now up to 27.5 points and rebounds. So yeah, if you wanted that one, man, you should have jumped on that 25.5. It's went up two already, but I'm official on that one too. I did put that in as soon as we got the news with Wendell Carter being out. And like I said, I like the Magic first half in that one as well, plus the 3.5. And I'll go over my other looks that I mentioned as well real quick. If Halliburton doesn't play, taking a look at TJ McConnell, his assists, have to be in play. You gotta look at that. I will be looking at it. Pretty significantly. Also looking at Buddy Hield, over 18.5 points. I see his line is out now. His threes are also out. God, 3.5 is -154. Jesus. Okay. You got to take 5 for it. Oh, okay. So we just got breaking news again. Halliburton is listed as available to play. That's probably gonna be a live betting game for me. Because I want to see what Halliburton looked like. I'll probably end up staying off of Halliburton, staying off Buddy Hield. Well, I still like Buddy Hield to go over his 18.5 points in this one. Bounce back spot for him, but I haven't placed that yet. And I won't give it out as an official, but I like Buddy Hield in this spot. We know what shooting guards do. I think, even if Halliburton plays, he's not going to be 100%. And I'm off of, TJ McConnell assist at this point with Halliburton being in the game. Rudy Gobert rebounds over 11.5 is something that I didn't play yet either, but I'm looking, like I said, I'll probably end up playing that. I love the Dame looks as well. We talked about those and the parlay that what's up, Vaughn? I see your hand up. Whatever.
Oh, I can't wait till you get back till you finish. I just had a question real quick.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, so how do you decide about what you're giving out versus your personal plays? Because so just curious. I got my reasons. As you probably know, but just curious as to how you decide your personal plays versus what you're giving out to the public.
Yeah, so for me, personal plays are the ones that the ones that I give out are the ones that I want people to actually tell, the ones that I feel the most confident in. The ones I'm a little shaky on, and I'm like, yo, nobody riding with me on this. Like, most of the time my unders, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that I'm looking at, and I'm like, bro, I don't care if people don't like this. I'm gonna play it myself. Them the ones that I'll just, I'll play those personally. But if it's something that I really, really like, typically the ones that I make videos for, like the Bet US videos, those are the ones I really, really like a lot. The Dallas Mavericks cash for us yesterday, minus the 5.5, came out and beat up on Denver. So that was a play that I really liked. And then of course, the total for the Memphis Grizzlies yesterday, I hadn't given out a total in a while. you know, like those are the plays that I'll play that I really like. The ugly plays that I think most people don't want to ride with me on, like the unders, you know, like those are the plays that I'm like, I'll just, you know, I'll keep this one to myself. But I'm still gonna play it because I like it, right? You know, I know people don't like unders. I know people don't like totals, you know. So things like that I'll typically keep to myself.
Oh, all right, man, bro. Good looking. I really appreciate that. Probably a little more than you know, because I got a couple. I've been doing that recently as well. Just something that the analysis may not hit the same or something like that. Like for some reason, I like Minnesota tonight, -4, but I don't play a lot of spreads and I haven't done a lot of research. So I'm with you, bro. I understand 1,000%.
Yeah, Vaughn. Yeah, for sure, bro. And I just feel like I hate being there late too. You know, like I think Toronto. I think you know, Timberwolves should win that game. But like I said, I watched you know, Maxey roll his ankle last night, and the spread be at Philly -4. And now, you know, it's an 8-point swing. I just don't feel like I want to get there because I could have got the Timberwolves +4 last night, and now I'm late 4. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's a little different, you know.
Agree. I was the same way the other night when the Hawks was playing Boston. I wanted to get behind the Hawks, even though it ended up being the wrong side. I think the line opened up a little. I think it might have been Boston -2, and then by the time it closed, I seen the Hawks -2. Just a total flip of the line. Like you said, I just don't like getting the worst of any line. So I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Said in the chat, said he got the Clippers under tonight. I couldn't talk anybody off that under tonight. You know, especially if Kawhi is going to play. And Akbar said unders are for professionals. That's a fact, Akbar. The unders are for professionals, bro, because it's a lot of capping and taking an under. You ain't just want to you hate watching the game when you got an under too. It could be, you know, a little scary. You know, you sitting on the edge, you praying for shots not to go in. So yeah, unders are definitely for professionals, bro. But I like capping them though for sure.
Hey, unders are definitely for professionals, and it seemed like the clock moved a whole lot slower.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. Clock be moving slow as hell on the under, bro. I definitely do, bro. I definitely do. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today, man. Best of luck on your action. I'll be back tomorrow. Not doing I probably won't do a morning show because I'll just do one show again tomorrow. Got some stuff going on tonight. But I'm gonna try to catch some of these games, and then we'll do another show tomorrow. Probably around 11. I'll probably do a show around 11. I know we got some games tomorrow as well. So tap back in with me then, man. Appreciate you guys for being here as always. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the videos if you guys want to as well. And if you're watching on Twitter, man, retweet the show. Like I said, tell a friend to tell a friend. Best of luck to you guys and all your action today. None of this is financial consultation. This is theory, it's logic, it's analytics, it's SDQLs and queries and hard work and dedication and research, man. Best of luck to you guys and all your action that you guys have today. I'm out.